Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished ministers and ambassadors of the ACP Group, ladies and gentlemen. The special report of the Bureau of the ACP Council of Ministers to the 100th session of the Council of Ministers on the selection of the ACP Secretary General for the period 2015 to 2020 is as follows. 1. The Special Bureau of the Council, in implementing the mandate received through decision number 2 and 3 of 18 June 2014 on the modalities for appointing the Secretary General of the ACP Group, conducted a hearing with 3 candidates shortlisted by the Caribbean region. The candidates came from Guyana, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. 2. The hearing started at 11:30 a.m. and ended at 14:45 p.m. 3. Before receiving the candidates, the Special Bureau agreed on the modalities of conducting the hearings and also on the ranking system. 4. The hearing consists of 2 parts, the presentation by the candidates and an interactive exchange of views with members of the Special Bureau. The elected rapporteur, myself, of Papua New Guinea, read out the consensus reached by the Bureau on the elected candidate. After deliberations, the Bureau came up by consensus with the following rankings based on the positions adopted by the 6 regions. First, Ambassador Dr. Patrick Ignatius Gomez, Guyana. 2, Mrs. Patricia R. Francis, Jamaica. 3, Dr. Hamid Alfredo Ghani, Trinidad and Tobago. The recommendation. 7. The Bureau recommends to the Council to appoint Ambassador Dr. Patrick Ignatius Gomez, candidate to be the next Secretary General of the ACP Group. 8. And finally, the President of the Council, the Honorable Mr. Mohamed Diarra, Minister of State in charge of the Economy and Finance, thanked all the members of the Special Bureau for their patience and their hard work for electing the new Secretary General by consensus. He further thanked the Caribbean region for presenting to us 3 excellent candidates. Thank you, Mr. President.
Je voulais donner la parole à ceux qui le souhaitaient, mais votre acclamation prouve déjà que vous soutenez, vous êtes d'accord sur la proposition faite par le bureau du Conseil des ministres. Nous vous en remercions très sincèrement. Belize.
Coordinateur du groupe.
Oui.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank you for your report to Council on the recommendation of the Ministerial Bureau in respect of the new Secretary General. Thanks to Council for ratifying that recommendation. Mr. President, our Caribbean region, CARIFORUM, has been honored by the fortuitous coincidence of timing, whereby it was the turn of the Caribbean to provide the new Secretary General to lead this institution at a time of transition, deep reflection, and change. We are proud that we submitted 3 eminently qualified candidates, but unfortunately, only one could be chosen. We want to say that the recommendation of the Bureau decided on His Excellency Dr. Patrick I. Gomes of Guyana to serve as the Secretary General. Our region is honored that one of our colleagues is to serve in this prestigious position for the term 2015 to 2020. We are confident that he will diligently serve in this position and work to realize our goals. Dr. Gomes has the experience, skills, and vision to lead the ACP group. He is assured of the full support of the CARIFORUM region. I thank you.
Merci, Madame. Le Malawi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Since I'm taking the floor for the first time, I would like to thank the ACP Secretariat for the warm hospitality according to me and my delegation since our arrival in this wonderful country. I would also like to join the Secretariat in extending our words of condolence and encouragement to the Kingdom of Belgium on the timely loss of Her Majesty Queen Fabiola, who died on 5th December 2014. In the same vein, I wish also to condole the brothers and sisters of the peoples and government of the Republic of Zambia on the untimely loss of President Sata. This is a great loss, not only to the African continent, but also to ACP region as a whole. May their souls rest in peace. Mr. Chairperson, I would like also to congratulate the Secretary. I would also like to congratulate the appointment of the Secretary General, Mr. Gomez, and also congratulate the region, for the CARI region, for the appointment. And indeed, Malawi happened to be part of the Bureau, and we were happy that Mr. Gomez has taken the position. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairperson.
Merci beaucoup. Guinée-Bissau.
Muito obrigado, Sr. Presidente. Sr. Presidente, em nome dos países da África Ocidental, qual tenho a honra de representar, quero felicitar a escolha do Sr. Gomes, cargo de secretário-geral, felicitá-lo, toda a região do Caribe, pela sábia forma como foi escolhido o Sr. Gomes neste cargo e dizer que toda uma ideia tem uma certa história. Em 1975, em Georgetown, foi no país do Sr. Gomes, na Guiana, onde se iniciou a primeira reunião da fundação da nossa organização. O Sr. Gomes tem uma certa carga histórica e uma responsabilidade histórica em conduzir esta nossa organização. De poder, na base dos elementos que inspiraram a fundação desta nossa organização, poder catalisar e poder dinamizá-lo. Para dizer que foi uma escolha de alguém que não vai fazer uma ponte de transição, alguém que não vai se demitir no percurso, alguém profundamente comprometido e que tem uma base histórica sobre a nossa organização. Quero felicitar em nome de toda a África Ocidental. Muito obrigado.
Merci, Guinée-Bissau. Je passe la parole au Ghana.
Mr. President, it's an honor and a privilege for me to say a few words on behalf of the Republic of Ghana, and also because Ghana is the current chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, to also say a few words on behalf of that community with respect first to the appointment of a new Secretary General, and also to make reference to the current occupant of that position, who happens to be from our country, and to link this to the statement that was made earlier today by His Excellency Lee Young from UNIDO. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, let us also take this opportunity to thank the Secretariat for the arrangements made for this conference and also for the work that has gone on within this organization over several decades. Mr. President, we would like to express appreciation for the work done by the Bureau that has led to the proposal and the acceptance by this organization of a new Secretary General for this very important organization. And we would like to add the voice of Ghana to those around the table who wish to congratulate the incoming Secretary General from the country that has a name that sounds very much like my country. Mine is Ghana, his is Guyana, but in most parts of the world we are often exchanged for each other. If you present yourself as a Ghanaian in Britain or the United States, they might assume you are from Guyana. So from that point of view, we certainly share a certain common heritage and nomenclature. As the incoming Secretary General is being congratulated, we wish to take this opportunity on behalf of the Republic of Ghana to also thank this organization for permitting our country, Ghana, to provide you two of our most illustrious citizens as Secretary Generals of this organization, beginning first with Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers, who, as you've heard this morning, went on to become an Under-Secretary General of the United Nations, first in the Sudan and subsequently now based in West Africa as the Special Representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations. And of course, secondly, to also express appreciation for the opportunity that you've given to our former Foreign Minister, Alhaji Mohamed Mumuni, to be a Secretary General of this organization. I think you all heard his statement at the beginning of the session this morning, the passion, the experience, and the competencies that I hope have been displayed under his leadership here, and which we look forward to the new Secretary General to build upon. Let me take advantage of this opportunity, Mr. President, to also link my comments with those of His Excellency Lee Yong, the Director General of UNIDO, who through his commentary was basically drawing the attention of this very important organization that for the decades that we have been concerned and preoccupied with mostly protecting our primary commodity exports into the European Union and to other parts of the world, that the time has come for this organization to rethink its priorities and to make industrialization and value-added manufacturing as the principal core of our collaboration in the years to come. That we can no longer be simply nations fighting to export raw materials, but indeed nations that are ready to take on the challenge of industrialization to the extent that if, as he reported, industrialized countries tend to have about 70% of their products being value-added, manufactured, and yet for the average member state here, we tend to have only less than 1%. We were told actually 0.7% of our products being manufactured products. That's a huge gap, and which, notwithstanding the history of this organization, we may wish to address in the course of this session and in future sessions. Indeed, when it comes to the discussion about the agenda for this session, it may well be that honorable colleagues may wish for some adjustment to be made to enable some discussion to take place on some of the issues that were raised by His Excellency Lee Yong moving forward. And indeed, going back to the Georgetown Agreement, one would see in the documents before us that there was a specific reference to the importance of value-added manufacturing as one of the reasons for the creation of this very organization. Let me conclude, Mr. President, by also drawing attention to the role of Ghana as the host of the United Nations mission for the Ebola emergency relief, UNMEA, and to the extent that the President of Council has elaborated considerably in his opening statements with regards to the challenges that countries in that sub-region face. We certainly wish to associate ourselves with the efforts that have been made by many countries, some of which were cited, including Ghana, to bring relief to the citizens and the populations so badly affected by Ebola in the West African region. I thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity, and we look forward to close collaboration with this organization and with the new Secretary General. Thank you very much.
Merci, Monsieur le Ministre. Chers collègues, le ministre a insisté sur l'industrialisation. Je vous rappelle qu'il est ministre du Commerce et de l'Industrie du Ghana. Je passe la parole au Kenya.
Thank you, Mr. President. Kenya takes the floor on behalf of the Eastern African region and on behalf of the East African community to first and foremost convey our congratulations to you, Mr. President, for the manner in which you have conducted our proceedings. We also wish to extend our very best of wishes to the incoming Secretary General of this important international body, the ACP. The East African region has full confidence in the abilities and capacities of Dr. Gomez to drive the affairs of this organization, and particularly the Secretariat, for the next 5 years. We are aware that there are many challenges ahead of us. We are aware collectively that the challenges are not unique. They can be surmounted, and we have every confidence that he will do his full term and give us the investment for which we have bestowed on him. So, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the region once again, we want to put on record our congratulations to the new Secretary General and welcome him to office. Thank you.
Merci le Kenya. Je passe la parole à Trinidad et Tobago.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, I want to take the opportunity on behalf of the government and people of Trinidad and Tobago to offer my very sincere congratulations to Dr. P.I. Gomes for his effective assumption of duty as Secretary General of the ACP, and to assure him that Trinidad and Tobago, notwithstanding the fact that we put forward a very able candidate, is going to be in full support of his Secretary Generalship, and that we are very proud of him as a Caribbean citizen to have been given the opportunity by this august body to serve in this high capacity on behalf of the Caribbean for all states of the ACP. I have personally known Dr. Gomes for a long time, and I know that he is a very able and gifted individual, and I have no doubt that his tenure as Secretary General of the ACP will be successful and be distinguished by a number of changes and innovations. I take this opportunity to wish him well and to wish the ACP the guidance that is needed from the person who occupies this post. And again, we in Trinidad and Tobago pledge our support, and more than that, we are very proud of him as a Caribbean citizen to be assuming this post of Secretary General of the ACP. Thank you very much.
Merci Trinidad et Tobago. Je passe la parole à la République de Guinée.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. La Guinée adresse toutes ses félicitations à Monsieur le Président que vous êtes pour la manière et l'expertise qui vous guide qui vous a guidé dans la conduite de cette présidence. Nous saisissons aussi cette occasion pour adresser toutes nos félicitations au président, au secrétaire général pour son élection à ce poste. Et nous le rassurons de toute notre disponibilité et notre franche collaboration et l'accompagnement de la République de Guinée pour mener à bien les responsabilités qui lui sont assignées. Nous pensons que, avec son expertise, nous pourrons atteindre les objectifs dans le cadre de la stratégie de développement et du secteur privé qui nous préoccupe tous en cette période très proche de la signature des APE. Je félicite encore davantage la Guinée, félicite encore davantage le nouveau secrétaire général. Je vous remercie.
Merci la Guinée. Je passe la parole à la Guyane.
Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I can speak after my colleague from Jamaica.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, my colleague from Guyana. Distinguished ministers and ambassadors, colleagues, Jamaica endorses the sentiments expressed by Belize on behalf of CAR Forum. Jamaica congratulates and signals its full support for Ambassador Patrick Ignatius Gomes on his elevation as Secretary General of the ACP. Jamaica is proud that as a region, we could have placed 3 eminently qualified individuals forward, including our lioness, Patricia Francis. We look forward to working very closely with Ambassador Gomes as we advance the interests of the countries of the ACP. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Le Tchad.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président. Monsieur le Président, prenant la parole pour la première fois, je voudrais, au nom de l'Afrique centrale, vous féliciter pour la manière exemplaire dont vous dirigez nos travaux. Je voudrais également remercier et féliciter le secrétaire général, M. Moumouni, et toute son équipe pour l'excellent travail fourni au niveau du secrétariat général pour notre groupe et également pour l'excellente préparation des présentes assises, la qualité de la documentation et tous les égards dont nous avons bénéficié depuis notre arrivée dans cette belle ville de Bruxelles. Au docteur Gomes, le nouveau secrétaire général que nous avons élu, et c'est l'homme qu'il faut à la place qu'il faut, je voudrais le féliciter et lui dire que nous comptons beaucoup sur lui. Les défis sont grands parce que son mandat coïncide avec les termes de l'accord de Cotonou et donc au futur des ACP. Et nous savons qu'il saura prendre toutes les dispositions, mener toutes les réflexions pour que notre groupe sorte de cette période grandi et renforcé. Et merci infiniment.
Merci, Madame la Ministre. Papouasie, Nouvelle-Guinée.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm now going to speak wearing a different hat, and that is as a representative of the Pacific ACP member states. Allow me, therefore, Mr. President, to join the other delegates to congratulate the appointment of Dr. Patrick Ignatius Gomes to the position of Secretary General of the ACP Secretariat. On behalf of the Pacific Islands ACP member states, I can assure you, Dr. Gomez, all the support of each of the member states of the Pacific Islands in this new endeavor you will take on behalf of the ACP family at what is a very critical time in the history of our organization. The ACP Secretariat's role is to ensure that we remain relevant, and the relevance of it cannot be overstated. So many of you have already spoken on it. The work of the working group on the future perspectives for the ACP group has resulted in a number of useful proposals on how to position the ACP for the future, as it strives to position itself come 2020. So this appointment comes at a very critical time, and we believe the PACP states that Dr. Gomez has the skills, the experience, and the management acumen to produce the outcomes that will be required in such a critical period. So with that, you can count on us moving forward, that the Pacific will be there for you when you need it. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Merci, Monsieur le Ministre. Je donne maintenant la parole à la dernière intervenante, Madame la Ministre de Guyane.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, colleague ministers, Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Chairman, let me thank you first for the manner in which you have been conducting these proceedings. And I also like to thank the Secretariat for the work that they have done in preparing not only for this meeting, but for their continuous efforts. I'd also like to thank Secretary General Mumuni, who I've had the pleasure to work with both as Foreign Minister and also as Secretary General of the ACP. I'd like to thank him for all the work that he has been doing. Mr. Chairman, colleagues, on the eve of the 40th anniversary since the birth of the ACP in my own country, Georgetown, Guyana, and just mere days before we celebrate the birth of Jesus, the government and people of Guyana cannot be more elated with the appointment of our compatriot Ambassador Patrick Gomes as the next Secretary General of the ACP. There is a saying, Chairman and colleagues, that life begins at 40. And some say that it was the man who saw himself going downhill after 40 who actually came up with that phrase to console himself. Whichever one we believe, Mr. Chairman, what we know is that at 39, the ACP is at a critical juncture, and experience and wise leadership coupled with patience are critical if we are going to overcome the challenges that we face. Ambassador Gomes, I'm confident, with the support of all of us, would be able to build on the work done by Secretary General Mumuni thus far and move the organization forward, not only keeping the Georgetown Agreement alive, but seeing the ACP thrive. Allow me, colleagues, to thank the other two candidates, Ms. Francis and Mr. Ghani, and indeed the respective governments of Jamaica and Trinidad who endorsed them, for putting themselves forward for consideration. This demonstrates that the Caribbean region has several excellent men and women worthy of leading the ACP, but also a true reflection of the importance our government attaches to the ACP. I'd like to thank the Bureau members who had the unenviable task of recommending the SG to us for endorsement. thank you very much. And to all of you here today that have endorsed Ambassador Gomes, the people of Guyana will forever remain grateful to you. On a personal note, I have had the pleasure to work with Ambassador Gomes for the last 6 years. I've told him repeatedly that my ambition is to be an ambassador. He is one of the most committed and hardworking persons that I've met. And I think that we could easily change his name to ACP Gomes, because there isn't a conversation with Ambassador Gomes without him mentioning the ACP. For the Caribbean region, 24 years after we last had the SG, an SG from our region, we are no doubt very happy. To Ambassador Gomes, I say warmest congratulations, but you should know that the celebrations would be short. Go now and serve the African, Caribbean, and Pacific group with the distinction that you have served your country, Guyana. I wish you well.
Merci, la Guyane. Il y a un dernier intervenant, le Sénégal.
Mais brièvement, parce que...
Je vous remercie, Monsieur le Président, de m'avoir accordé cette chance de profiter de l'occasion que nous avons cet après-midi pour, au nom de ma délégation, adresser mes très chaleureuses félicitations à l'ambassadeur Gomez. Par la force du destin et celle des hommes, Monsieur le nouveau secrétaire général, vous êtes devenu le commandant d'un secrétaire général, d'un secrétariat général plutôt, pour une organisation qui est à la recherche du meilleur cap pour exploiter ses potentialités et accroître la prospérité de ses populations. Et il est évident que le défi est énorme, mais compte tenu du profil de l'homme, de ce que vous avez déjà montré de par vos qualités humaines et professionnelles, il ne fait pas de doute que sous votre direction, le secrétariat des ACP va connaître une nouvelle destination, va nous conduire à des situations qui pourront nous permettre justement de relever les défis qui sont celles de l'organisation. Monsieur le Président, je respecte ma promesse, je m'en tiens là, mais toutes nos félicitations, Monsieur le nouveau secrétaire général. Je vous remercie.
Merci au Sénégal. Je remercie le Conseil pour la confiance témoignée au bureau. Je suis convaincu que le nouveau secrétaire général, comme vous l'avez dit tous, est la personne idoine pour diriger notre institution. À ce stade, j'invite le protocole à escorter M. Gomes à la table d'honneur. Au nom du Conseil, je souhaite la bienvenue à l'ambassadeur Gomes, le félicite et nous l'invitons à prononcer un petit discours à l'attention du Conseil. Monsieur Gomes, vous avez la parole.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Un petit discours. Honorable Ministers, members of the Bureau, Excellencies, Secretary General and Secretariat staff, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I accept this appointment and great honor on behalf of Guyana and Ghana, the Caribbean, and entire ACP family. I do so with much modesty and strong commitment to serve the ACP group to the best of my ability and to tirelessly achieve the objectives of the Georgetown Agreement and ensure tangible benefits to the people of our member states. I am particularly overwhelmed by the outpouring of encouragement, inspiration, and support that have come from all the regions, the staff, and organizations with whom we work. These give great hope and much promise for the ACP to continue to achieve great things. Let us do that together, ensemble, toujours ensemble. Unity and solidarity are our pillars. We need to strengthen them now more than ever and for the years ahead. We are particularly proud of how such solidarity has been demonstrated by the response of our member states to the Ebola crisis, and especially the outstanding deployment of health personnel by the Republic of Cuba, which is to be noted. Our solidarity and unity must take more account of dynamic changes in our regions and ensure complementarity and coherence. With these remarks and a promise of strategic and focused action, let us together rejuvenate, reposition, and reinvent this unique and great organization, the ACP Group of States. I thank you.
Comme promis, Dr Gomes, vous avez délivré un discours court, mais pas petit. Le discours, il était court, mais il n'est pas petit. Et je profite encore une fois de cette occasion, au nom de l'ensemble des collègues ministres ici et chefs de délégation, vous féliciter et vous souhaiter plein succès dans les fonctions qui vous attendent. Nous n'oublierons pas également de rendre hommage à son prédécesseur, Dr Aladji Moumini, pour l'ensemble des sacrifices qu'il a consentis à la tête de cette organisation jusqu'à aujourd'hui. Dr Moumini, au nom du Conseil, nous vous félicitons et nous vous encourageons, nous vous remercions pour tous les services loyaux que vous avez rendus à notre institution. Nous passons